Benny Andersson, the mastermind behind ABBA's unforgettable melodies, is often remembered for his brilliant arrangements, flawless harmonies, and the songs that have defined generations. But behind the shimmering pop perfection, there was a side of his creative life that fans rarely hear about, a side that involved deep friction with his longtime songwriting partner, Bjorn Ulvaeus, a man Benny has admitted he sometimes could not stand. And what makes this so intriguing is that this tension existed not out of hatred, but out of the clash between two very different artistic temperaments. Benny, the intuitive, free-flowing composer who approached music like a living, breathing organism, letting melodies take shape organically. And Bjorn, the meticulous lyricist and planner who approached every line, every rhyme, and every narrative twist with precision, discipline, and an almost relentless insistence on control. And when these two forces collided in the studio, writing sessions often became intense exercises in compromise and endurance, with Benny wanting spontaneity, raw feeling, and harmonic experimentation, while Bjorn pushed for exact phrasing, structural consistency, and lyrical clarity. And while their collaboration produced some of the greatest pop songs in history, from Dancing Queen to The Winner Takes It All, the creative process behind these hits was far from easy, filled with arguments, long debates over chord progressions, endless rewrites, and moments when Benny felt frustrated, boxed in, or simply exasperated by Bjorn's need for control. And yet, paradoxically, Benny recognized that these very clashes were essential to the magic of ABBA, because the tension forced both men to elevate their ideas, challenge each other, and refine songs until they were more than just catchy. They became timeless, meticulously crafted works of art, and Benny has explained that while he sometimes wanted to escape these sessions, to step away from the constant back and forth, he also knew that Bjorn's exacting standards, his lyrical intelligence, and his relentless pursuit of perfection were what pushed ABBA to heights no band could reach alone. And this complicated relationship, one built on mutual respect, admiration, and occasional irritation, demonstrates the messy, human side of collaboration, showing that even the most successful creative partnerships are not without friction. Because genius is rarely smooth, and inspiration often comes wrapped in challenge, compromise, and, yes, even annoyance. And Benny has reflected that looking back on those years, he can see how the moments of tension, the creative spats, and the stubborn disagreements were inseparable from the moments of discovery, laughter, and the pure thrill of making music. Because the same man he sometimes could not stand was also the man who helped turn his melodies into songs that would become cultural touchstones, songs that continue to bring joy to millions. Decades later, and in interviews, Benny has spoken candidly about how essential it is to embrace both sides of this relationship, the admiration and the irritation, the inspiration and the exasperation, because it is in the interplay of those forces that ABBA's music found its emotional depth, its brilliance, and its lasting impact. And fans may never witness the long hours of debate over lyrics, the clashes of temperament, or the intense negotiations over musical direction, but they can feel the results in the songs themselves. Songs that are perfectly balanced, emotionally resonant, and meticulously crafted. Proof that even in moments of frustration and creative tension, extraordinary art can emerge. And perhaps it is precisely this mixture of conflict and collaboration, of genius and irritation, that made Benny and Bjorn's partnership so extraordinary, showing that enduring music, the kind that transcends decades and cultures, is often born not from ease or agreement, but from the willingness to challenge, to push boundaries, and to keep creating, even when the person sitting across from you is simultaneously the source of inspiration and the reason for exasperation. And Benny Andersson's reflections on this complex relationship remind us that behind every perfect pop melody, there are stories of struggle, compromise, and the messy, human reality of creative collaboration, proving that greatness is rarely born from comfort. It is forged in tension, perseverance, and the unyielding drive to turn ideas into enduring musical magic.